Hi, I'm Michael Brown, the National Makeup Expert for Lancome Australia. I'm here today to show you the new colour collection, Declaring Indigo by Aaron DeMay, who is Lancome's new International Artistic Director for makeup. It's a fantastic collection with really rich tones of indigos, golds and reds, based on Paris's emblem. It's really exciting and fun, so have a look and I'll show you some tips along the way. Okay, so I'm starting today's look with foundation. Really focus on moisturising the skin correctly because that gives that beautiful glow through the skin. So I'm just going to mix a bit of foundation with the foundation brush. And as you can see, I'm doing really long sweeping strokes. That's the best way to start because you're only pushing the foundation through the skin. And that way with a long stroke as well, you're actually blending the foundation extremely well. So I try and go always outwards. That way the hairline and the jawline has less product and we're actually using it more on the centre where most of us need a bit of coverage for any redness that you may get. The next step is concealer, so it's really important to always just use a slight bit of concealer under the eye, just in a nice dabbing effect because that layers the product to give great coverage. Just to use a very thin amount across the eyelid, just to take away any colour we need, but also eyeshadows tend to really bond to any concealer used on the eye area. We're actually going to use a little bit of eyeliner now, and once the product's on, then we can actually smudge that with our brush and just repeat underneath as well. So now that I've actually created the socket and a bit of a sheen of colour just across the actual socket line, really intensely across the lid, and also quite intensely into the socket. You may also notice I'm using little padding applications, which means that when you do that, you're not flicking the brush. So fall down, which means particles of the shadow that comes down to the cheekbone is actually erased. And really go a little bit higher than what you think. Most ladies take their eyeshadow just inside the socket bone, but that actually opens up the eyes by going that a little bit higher. And just applying the same colour now on the very bottom lash line. I'm now going to really work on the inner corner of the eye, which is quite a rich gold as well, and then taking the gold slightly across the lid. Now in this palette, the main palette number 1, I'm actually going to use the other gold, which is a little bit brighter, just on the bottom part of the eye. And lastly, just to really get that indigo approach throughout the eye makeup, I'm just going to now layer over the charcoal. So the charcoal gave it a little bit more depth than just applying the blue totally by itself. Doing that nice patching movement, blending it into the gold so it's seamless and really coming into the inner corner. So if you want your eyes to look the most natural as possible but still dressy, follow the exact shape of your eye area, which means going into the socket areas and following your lash line. And just once again apply mirror imaging from top to bottom. So you can see now the indigo really coming through the look. Lancome for the first time actually have a gel eyeliner, which means it's almost like a liquid liner but in a pot. So you actually use a little brush and get a really precise line throughout the actual eye area. So now the finishing touch is always mascara. So I really start from the root of the lashes. With the Rose Liberté, I've applied a little on the brush. I'm just going to use it more in the centre areas of the face. So where the sun hits the face. Forehead, tip of the nose and chin, but very importantly, above the blush on the actual cheekbone. And that's a great highlighter to give it a contrast. And lastly for the lip, so just a little bit of red first, very finely across the lip. I'm going to mix a little bit more of the gold into it, just in the centre areas. So this is the finished look from the Declaring Indigo collection. I really hope you enjoyed this look from myself and Lancome today.